Please give a warm welcome to the City of Pleasanton Mayor, Karla Brown.
Good afternoon. It's such an honor and pleasure to be here. Thanks for coming today. And this is one of my favorite events. You know, we're so fortunate to be here at the Palm Event Center for the second year, right? We did a big upsize last year, going from the other hotel, the DoubleTree, over to here in order to accommodate all you wonderful residents and attendees. I also want to give a shout out to Beats Hospitality Group. They make every event extraordinary and delicious. Wasn't your meal great today? Yeah. I'd also like to thank Mr. James Cooper and the Pleasanton Chamber of Commerce for hosting each year's State of the City. You always deliver an outstanding event. As so many people who are here and dedicated to one Pleasanton. So I want to thank you for that. But before I share a snapshot of all that's happening in the city of Pleasanton, I'd like to acknowledge my colleagues on the City Council. It takes a team to govern this wonderful city, and I'd like to just take a moment because I know firsthand after 8 years on the City Council just how much hard work it is. So please give it up for Vice Mayor Julie Testa, Councilmember Valerie Arkin, Jeff Nybert, and Jack Balch. Thank you. You know, we each bring our own unique background to this job, but we also bring the opinion and background of our businesses and our residents to our job, so thank you. I'd also like to thank our committee and commissioners. If you've ever volunteered to be on the city's committee or commission, you know this is incredibly important work. These are the eyes and ears of our community, and they feed back all that good information to our city council so we can make the very best decisions possible. So if you have served ever on a city commission or committee, would you please stand up and be recognized? And as you know, it takes great leadership for an outstanding city. We are a full-service city, and it is headed up by our city manager, Mr. Jerry Bowden, and a highly skilled team that is committed to serving this community day in, day out. In addition, we're joined here by our Chief of Police, Mr. David Swing, and our Fire Chief, Mr. Joe Testa, as well as our you see a lot of our emergency response and safety team here today, along with the cabinet for the city manager and our city attorney. So please stand and be recognized, our city employees and leadership team. All right, so by now you may have seen on the overhead, on the flyers at your table, something called One Pleasanton. It's the title of the city's new 5-year strategic plan, which is a result of collaboration that brought together the Pleasanton's diverse community, city staff, and the council to create a shared vision about the city's future. And I'll say it was approved unanimously by the City Council. One Pleasanton will serve as a roadmap for the city through 5 defined goals. And we're going to talk about each of them today. First, funding our future. Second, optimizing our organization. Third, investing in the environment. Fourth, safeguarding our city. And fifth, building a community where everyone belongs. One Pleasanton represents a commitment to safety, progress, and a thriving community. I'm going to take a few minutes to walk through these 5 goals and share a snapshot of the various successes we have had in 2023. First, we're building a community where everyone belongs, in both big and small. The city is committed to providing services and facilities that maintain our high quality of life. Pleasanton remains an exceptional place to live. Do you know, overall, 91% of residents rate the quality of life in Pleasanton as excellent or good. 91%. 89% agree it's an excellent and good place to raise a family. We're doing well. Each year, one of our city's most impactful city council meetings is when we approve grant funding for a wide range of nonprofit organizations throughout the city. These include the city's Housing and Human Services and Community Grant programs. I am so proud that the City Council approved more than $1.2 million to organizations including, and many of you are here today, Access Community Health, City Serve Tri-Valley, Hively, Goodness Village, Open Heart Kitchen, and let's not forget Sunflower Hill, to name a few. There's a cheerleader, I love it. These nonprofits focus on activities that benefit the community's most vulnerable residents. We're fortunate to have a strong network of partners, and many of them are here today. With our nonprofit partners, we stand so we can be please stand so we can recognize all of you, nonprofits, even if I didn't call you out. You make our city and our community better. Please stand and be recognized. All right, thank you. For more than 20 years, the city has provided recreation assistance programs to all Pleasanton families so they can have equal access to our activities and amenities. I am proud to share that last year, the city provided $100,000 to ensure equal access to our community amenities of all ages so that everyone can participate. A key fact the city approved, and you know, last year I hit on key facts, and I hope you remember them because we drilled them into you. So this year, our first key fact is $1.2 million was allocated from the city to our nonprofits to help our community's most vulnerable populations. And you know, we can't talk about a community where everyone belongs without talking about access to housing. Every 8 years, the city approves a housing element designed to address fair housing for the needs of all Pleasanton residents. We know quality of life is closely tied to the ability to live in a home where you feel safe and secure. Well, the California HCD certified housing element has been earned by the city of Pleasanton, and it's an important step to keep Pleasanton a desirable place for everyone to live. We're also helping to meet housing needs in other meaningful ways, such as financially supporting home buyers through partnerships with Echo Housing and the Bay Area's Affordable Home Ownership Alliance. Additionally, the city's contribution of funds make it possible for Tri-Valley Reach to construct ADUs on properties that they currently own in Pleasanton. So these are housing for developmentally delayed adults, and they get to stay and live and thrive in Pleasanton. Regionally, we joined with our neighboring cities to support Tri-Valley Haven's Emergency Shelter Rebuild Project. For those of you who do not know, Tri-Valley Haven runs the only confidential domestic violence shelter in our area, as well as a homeless shelter. With this financial support, Tri-Valley Haven plans to rebuild its capacity by 50%. helping even more families help attain self-sufficiency. I'm proud to be a mayor of a community that helps everyone have a place. We developed a new appreciation programming through a series of engaging cultural celebrations. And if you haven't been, you should go because they're fun, right? So here's a few. Dia de los Muertos, Diwali, and Native American heritage, just to name a few. As I said, we embrace culture diversity, and we embrace the idea that we are one Pleasanton. We also celebrated the 30th anniversary of the Pleasanton Senior Center, and I know I qualify, which has been an important resource for our community to offer a wide scope of senior services and programs. Here's a fun fact. In 2023, the city held cultural events celebrating 7 different cultures, and more to follow. We're not done, and they're fun, like I said. So as we talk about building a community where everyone belongs, let's talk about our highly valued business partners. Isn't that partly why we're here today? The City Council approved an updated economic development strategy plan that will apply Pleasanton's economic development policies to proactively meet today's opportunities and ensure all of our businesses can grow and thrive. The important work is rooted in collaboration with our business partners, especially the Pleasanton Chamber of Commerce, Hacienda, the Pleasanton Downtown Association, Visit Tri-Valley, saw some people out there, and the Alameda County Fairgrounds. Let me personally give a shout out to Hacienda, who was up here earlier, for being named the best workplace for commuters. Congratulations, Hacienda. The best workplace, I love it. The city continues to attract and support commercial investment in the life science sector here in Pleasanton. I was proud to be present and speak at the 10X Genomics ribbon cutting. Their remarkable facilities and state-of-the-art laboratories and cutting-edge technology will foster collaboration and innovation with brilliant minds from around the world. And they're right here in Pleasanton. We're also excited by Unchained Labs' move to their new home in Hacienda. Plus, we applaud Pleasanton Labs, a fairly new organization, and their commitment to developing a premier incubator space for life science startups right here in our hometown. And I can't talk about investment in our city without providing an update on the Johnson Drive Economic Development Zone. Right, Pamela? Our Assistant City Manager, Ott. Sadly, and we know this because we live it, weather and infrastructure challenges have delayed the road improvements, which are required before Costco can open. But you've probably noticed that Spring Hill Suites and Town Place Suites hotels are both open for business. So please, keep them in mind if you have business partners that want to come and stay here in Pleasanton. I'm also happy to let you know construction has started on Costco with an anticipation of opening later this year. Isn't that going to be a ribbon cutting we're looking forward to? So they did have some electrical issues that they had to work out, but they're working it out. The city is also involved in working out with, I know we have representatives from PG&E, so this is a part of a partnership. You know, our quaint little city turned 130 this year. Don't we look good for 130? Yeah. Come by and celebrate with us at our Concerts in the Park. We're going back to first weekends on Main and supporting our local businesses downtown. I'm happy to see the Pleasanton Downtown Association bring back concerts in the park, not just occasionally, but every Friday, June through August. Come out, bring your food, bring your drinks, and join me and have a great time at our concerts in the park. You know, just to celebrate our 130th birthday, we're going to be having a special concert June 21st. I hope to see you there. I'm also happy to share that the Lions Wayside Park is going to be getting a new bandstand and a facelift. So it'll be exciting. It'll take a year to get there, but it's in the plans. We're looking at the designs, and I can't wait to bring it forward because concert in the park is one of my favorite things to do in Pleasanton. We all know small businesses are the background of our economy, and we wholeheartedly support them. For all the small businesses that are here today, thank you. Well, some small businesses are also an integral part of our community, such as the Meadowlark Dairy. And if you have bought ice cream there, you've probably waited in line, like I have, right? Recently, Meadowlark Dairy was named one of the top 10 ice cream shops, not in Pleasanton, not in the state of California, but in the country. That's a big deal. Now, everyone in the country knows what we've known all along, that Meadowlark Dairy is the place to go downtown for ice cream. I know there are other choices. They're fabulous too, but we just have to get them at the top of the nation's list for best ice cream. And I will tell you, our traffic engineering is working to help with the queue lines. I'm sorry. The good news is it's popular. The challenge is it's popular. But fun fact, yep, top 8th best ice cream in the nation per Yelp. There it is. Another one of the city's essential functions is safeguarding our city. Our public safety personnel are out every day, meeting with community members with compassion. They build relationships with residents and with businesses. They do events, fun events, like, has anybody gone to Cone with a Cop? Or Coffee with a Cop? Or National Night Out? National Night Out is one of the City Council's favorite events. We are one Pleasanton, and our Pleasanton Police Department agrees. And if you see their vehicles, you will see better together. As they work to reduce homelessness, and for several years, the police department has led with a homeless outreach team dedicated to connect our homeless residents with needed wraparound services, plus food and shelter. You know, that homeless, if you are in Pleasanton, you will rarely see a homeless person. It's because of this homeless outreach team. But then they took it one step more. They merged the team with an award-winning Alternative Response Unit, or ARU. It's that pairs police officers with clinicians, and they respond to calls for service that may include a person in a mental health crisis. For example, in its first year of operation, this ARU team responded to 360 calls for service. 360 calls, freeing up police resources for other emergencies. Plus, the ARUs reduced emergency psychiatric holds, those are 72-hour holds, by 50%. Another key option is the placement of more than 50% of identified unhoused persons in Pleasanton into permanent long-term housing. This is incredible. Half the identified homeless are in housing now. I'm going to give a big round of applause. Thank you. And because of this, the city was recognized by the League of California City and awarded the Helen Putnam Award, and I've got it right here. This is a statewide award given to the city for our ARU team. You know, I'm also pleased to recognize the outstanding work of our men and women in the Livermore Pleasanton Fire Department. We really are in a good way for our emergency responders. They manage a wide range of emergencies and that came last year's winter storms, from rescuing people from disabled cars in rising waters. We don't really think of that in Pleasanton very often, but it happened last year. And removing fallen trees in roadways. We see these heroes responding to emergencies every day around town. And I'm sure, you can see that cute little baby up there, I'm sure many of you remember that one of our LPFD crew saved the life of a 1-month-old baby, Chloe, when she was found unresponsive in July. Those are heroes. And if the emergency isn't happening here, LPFD offers mutual aid throughout the state. In fact, LPFD personnel were deployed in both Maui and Southern California after those communities suffered catastrophic floods and fires. When they're not responding to emergency, they're building our capacity to respond to the next disaster. And Chief Testa will appreciate my mentioning the CERT program. That is a community emergency response team, which educates and trains volunteers within our community in basic disaster response teams. And I love this term. They serve as a force multiplier response to emergency. So the fire department communicates to them, and they communicate to you and I. Did you know in 2023, LPFD successfully trained 50 new CERT members and their spring course is taking reservations now. So consider registering if you're interested in being a force multiplier. You know, we're continuously improving our ability to deliver quality services by optimizing our organization. We do this by hiring and retraining and retaining top talent and encouraging innovation in how we work. In 2023, the city adopted a diversity, equity, and inclusion plan, like many of you in your businesses. We did this to ensure that our organization reflects the community we serve. We also are focused on optimizing staff time and creating efficiency. Last year, we combined operation services with engineering departments into a public works department. Speaking of hiring top talent, I'm happy to welcome our brand new Director of Public Works, Sue Chin Yang, to the team. Today's her second day. Sue? We're very pleased to have her leading one of our largest departments. Thanks for being on board. You know, once we're leveraging technology through the creation of the city's new website. It's designed to improve easy access to information and services and resources and meet all accessibility requirements. Try it out. It's quick, it's helpful, and quite honestly, the old website just didn't work for me. Sorry, Jerry, it just didn't work for me. The new one is great, great. You want to find something? Find something. Investing in our environment represents maintenance of assets and infrastructure with a focus on environmental stewardship. We know that bicycling to work or school, or to the state of the city, if anybody did, helps alleviate traffic congestion and reduce air pollution. The city designed several green painted projects and bollards along Sternridge Drive and Valley Avenue at overcrossings at 580. Now let's talk about drinking water, because groundwater testing of our wells detected PFAS, now in all 3 wells, and they were all shut down. A reliable water supply is critical to us. So the city implemented water conservation measures, and made emergency improvements to allow us to keep those 3 wells turned off. And we're looking now to construct 2 new wells completely out of the PFAS plume, they call it. So we have PFAS-free water to deliver to our residents. We're in talks with Zone 7 as a possible partner. These are large projects, and they can take 3 or 4 years to complete at a hefty cost of $25 million is the estimate. I have personally worked with our state and federal legislators to secure millions of dollars for grants for our new wells, but we will need more funding. The city's climate action plan includes goals to reduce greenhouse gases, emissions, and enhance our environment and sustainability to prepare for climate change. Among the strategies in the plan is a prohibition on gas-powered leaf blowers, which will take effect June 1st. In addition, thank you, it's actually also for the person operating the gas-powered leaf blowers. It's not healthy and it's not safe. So in addition, as part of the Climate Action Plan, objectives will be to meet our requirements for Senate Bill 1383, along with our partners at Pleasanton Garbage Service. And for those of you who don't know, SB 1383 is meant to reduce our carbon gas emissions, and one of the side effects is a compost hub located at the Burnell property. And this is rich compost turns from organic waste. And it means fertile soil for flowers, fruit, and gardens. And by the way, it's free, which is a great price, right? Free. So to make our future plans possible and to offer quality city services we have today, we're focused on funding our future through reduced expenses, belt tightening, it's time, and increasing our revenue. Last year, we finalized our 2-year budget using a long-term financial forecast and developed a 10-year infrastructure and facilities replacement plan with our feedback from you, our community. This new budget will give us the tools to help save a large capital purchases such as underground pipe replacement, the next $1.2 million fire trucks. Those things are expensive, yeah. And also a new playground equipment as needed, or an updated police training facility, to name a few. While the budget was balanced for this year, there have been financial challenges. Since the pandemic has coupled with a growing list of needs. The city's top 3 sources of revenue, we have to make money just like you do, have been relatively flat. That is property taxes, sales taxes, and hotel taxes. At the same time, expenses continue to grow and multiply from things like you're dealing with as well, inflation, increased pension liability, increased labor agreements, infrastructure maintenance and replacement, and unfunded mandates from the state, such as waste and recycling, we referred to earlier, and low-income housing needs. As I mentioned earlier, the emergence of PFAS in our groundwater resulted in the city's purchasing 100% of our water from Zone 7, our water wholesaler. Changes in water sources required funds to modify, repair, and replace aging infrastructure. As a result, the City Council made a very difficult decision to increase water rates. But even with the increase in securing additional water supplies by drilling new wells, we will require more money to serve the community long term. In short, our city is facing tough decisions. In the near future, as costs continue to rise, the city's revenues have not kept up with our increased costs. Without significant revenue increases, we will not be able to address a severe and increasing budget deficit. We need your input on priorities for within your community. We're collecting feedback about services that you value most and how to address our budget shortfalls. We want to hear from you. One option being discussed is a half-cent sales tax that would provide approximately $10 million to our city through additional funding. Items like groceries, prescriptions, medical devices are exempt from sales tax. You know, since the incorporation of the city of Pleasanton 130 years ago, this will be the very first time we have come to the residents and asked to consider a local revenue measure. The first time. To put it in perspective, if there's a 0.5% sales tax and you spend $100 in an item that is taxable, you would pay 50 cents more to ensure the city is well maintained now and into the future. No decisions have been made yet. So please take our survey. We want to hear from you. You know, Pleasanton is an outstanding community of well-planned commercial centers in a picturesque, historic downtown. We enjoy beautiful ridgelines, expansive parks, public swim and tennis centers, and pickleball, tree-lined streets, and well-maintained neighborhoods. We live in a desirable community with award-winning schools, thank you, school board, and access to the best-in-class health facilities. Let me acknowledge a few of our work partners that play an important role in making Pleasanton so desirable. Our Pleasanton Unified School District, thank you. And for Stanford Healthcare, Tri-Valley, Kaiser Permanente, and John Muir Health for providing top-notch medical care for us all. These contributions make Pleasanton an outstanding city. Looking to the future, the city will be focused on the residents' priorities. This is what we hear. Public safety, including 911 emergency response services, and maintaining police patrols and fire protection services. 2, ensuring reliable and clean drinking water. 3, quality streets and roads, and I do get calls for potholes. Potholes, yep. Providing services to our youth and seniors, and a strong local economy with the support of our local businesses. That's all of you, so thank you. This is our shared future when we work collaboratively as one Pleasanton to sustain our highest quality of life. Question. This is the participation part. Have you ever visited the Meadowlark Dairy? Please stand up. I love it, I love it, I love it. All right. Have you ever been to stay standing. Have you ever been to a downtown event like the farmer's market or concert in the park? Please stand up. Are you a local Pleasanton business in Pleasanton? Stand up. And finally, please stand if you view Pleasanton as an excellent place to live, work, and raise a family. See, we are one Pleasanton. Give yourself a big round of applause. Okay, Thank you. That's the end of my presentation. Thank you, and thank you for tolerating my scratchy voice. So thanks.